Imagine someone offers to sell you an apartment. Would you pay any price? Of course not. You would estimate what it is worth. The stock market works the same way. Every day, millions of investors buy and sell businesses. But very few stop to ask the most important question. What is this business actually worth? Professional investors don't begin with the stock price. They begin with intrinsic value. One of the most respected methods for estimating intrinsic value is called the discounted cash flow model, or DCF. It isn't magic, it doesn't predict the future perfectly, but it provides a disciplined framework for thinking about value. Today, you'll learn how professionals use DCF analysis to estimate what a business may truly be worth. Let's begin. Part 1. What is intrinsic value? Intrinsic value is an estimate of what a business is worth based on its ability to generate cash in the future. Notice the word estimate. Intrinsic value is not an exact number. Different investors can reach different conclusions. The purpose of valuation is not perfection. The purpose is developing a rational estimate. Professional investors compare two numbers, the market price and their estimate of intrinsic value. When those two numbers differ significantly, opportunities may exist. This is the foundation of intelligent investing, understanding that price and value are not the same thing. To find value, we must look beyond the ticker symbol and into the economic engine of the company itself. Part 2. Why future cash flows matter. Why do investors buy businesses? Because they expect those businesses to generate cash in the future, not yesterday, tomorrow, next year, the next decade. Future cash generation determines long-term value. A business expected to produce strong and consistent cash flows may deserve a higher valuation than one with uncertain cash generation. DCF focuses on the future, not simply the past. We are buying a stream of future cash. If that stream is wide and reliable, the business is worth more today. If the stream is narrow or unpredictable, we must adjust our expectations. In finance, we call this the earnings power of the asset. Everything else, dividends, buybacks, reinvestment, flows from this single source, free cash flow. Part 3. The time value of money. Here is one of the most important ideas in finance. A dollar received today is generally worth more than a dollar received 10 years from now. Why? Because money available today can be invested, it can earn returns, it can create opportunities. Future cash must therefore be adjusted to today's value. This adjustment is called discounting. It reflects both time and uncertainty. The further into the future cash is expected, the more uncertain it becomes. Professionals recognize that uncertainty has value, and valuation must account for it. If you wait 10 years for a dollar, you've lost 10 years of potential growth. Discounting brings those future promises back to the present so we can compare them to the price we're paying today. Part 4. The building blocks of a DCF model. Although DCF models can become highly detailed, they are built on a few key ideas. First, estimate future free cash flow. Second, estimate how quickly those cash flows may grow. Third, choose an appropriate discount rate. This is often the most debated part of the model. Fourth, estimate a terminal value, which represents the business's value far into the future. Finally, calculate today's estimated value by summing them all up. Notice something important. Every step requires judgment. Professional investing is not about memorizing formulas. It is about making reasonable assumptions based on evidence. You are building a case, not just running a calculator. Part 5. The danger of bad assumptions. A DCF model is only as reliable as the assumptions behind it. If growth expectations become unrealistic, the valuation becomes unrealistic. If future cash flows are exaggerated, intrinsic value becomes exaggerated. Professionals constantly ask, are my assumptions reasonable? Could I be too optimistic? What if growth slows? What if margins decline? The best investors challenge their own models. They don't try to prove themselves right, they try to avoid being wrong. Garbage in, garbage out. A model can justify any price if you use the wrong inputs. True discipline means keeping your inputs grounded in reality, even when the market is euphoric. Part 6. Why professionals build scenarios. Professional investors rarely create only one valuation. Instead, they often build multiple scenarios. A conservative case, a base case, and an optimistic case. Why? Because nobody knows the future. Different assumptions produce different outcomes. Scenario analysis acknowledges uncertainty instead of pretending certainty exists. This approach creates more thoughtful investment decisions. If the investment only works in the optimistic case, it's a gamble. If it still works in the conservative case, you may have found a margin of safety. This is how the 1% think. They plan for the downside while positioning for the upside. Part 7. DCF is a tool, not a crystal ball. Some investors misuse DCF analysis. They believe it predicts the future. It doesn't. It organizes thinking. It forces investors to consider growth, risk, cash generation, capital allocation, and long-term economics. DCF is not valuable because it is perfect. It is valuable because it encourages disciplined reasoning. Professional investing always combines multiple forms of evidence, never one model alone. Think of it as a compass, not a GPS. It points you in the right direction, but you still have to navigate the terrain. Use it to stress test your ideas, not to confirm your biases. Price is what the market offers today. Value is what your careful analysis suggests. Master this difference and you master the market. Subscribe to Wealth Entertainment 21. Turn on notifications. I'll see you in Lesson 9, where we explore the cost of capital. The market gives you a price every day. Your job is to decide whether it makes sense. Part 8, the professional checklist. Before trusting a valuation model, ask, are growth assumptions realistic? Can margins remain stable? What risks could reduce cash? Today you learned the method professionals use to find true value. Discounted cash flow is both an art and a science. It's the discipline of the few in a market of the many.